another episode of SCI-CONNECT. I am Teacher Jenny, your science teacher for today. Are you now ready to learn? Let us start! In this video lesson, we will describe the reproductive parts of plants and their functions. Our targets are: identify the reproductive parts of plants, describe the functions of the reproductive parts of plants. Let us try to answer this pretest to measure how much we know about this lesson. Directions: identify what is being described or asked in each item. Write the letter of the correct answer in your activity notebook. Number 1. What do you call a type of a flower that has sepals, stamens, and pistil? A. Complete flower. B. Vegetative flower. C. Incomplete flower. Or D. Reproductive flower. Number 2. It is called the male reproductive organ of a flower. A. Sepal. B. Stamen. C. Stigma. Or D. Style. Number 3. What is the function of anther? A. Supports the stigma. B. Collects pollen grains. C. Stores and protects the ovules. D. Produces and stores the pollens. Number 4. Why do petals attract bees, insects, and birds? A. Because of its size. B. Because of its odor. C. Because of its structure. Or D. Because of its bright color. Number 5. Blank is a long tube-like slender stalk that connects the stigma and ovary. A. Anther. B. Filament. C. Style. D. Ovary. How was the test, kids? Did you got a low score? Don't worry, you will learn a lot in this video lesson. Let us unlock some difficult words. Reproduction is the biological process by which new organisms are produced from their parents. Organ is a group of tissues that performs a specific function. Do this activity. Activity 1 entitled Who Am I? Materials needed are activity notebook, ball pen, and pictures of different kinds of plants. The procedures are: observe the pictures, identify the name of the plants, write your answers in your activity notebook. Picture number 1. Picture number 2. Picture number 3. Picture number 4. Picture number 5. Answer the following guide questions. Number 1. Can you see these plants in your surroundings? Number 2. Which plant in the pictures bear flowers? And number 3. Do you know the reproductive parts of the plants? Let us explore more about plants. Activity 2 is entitled You Name It. Materials needed are activity notebook, ball pen, and picture of a flower. Procedures are: study the picture, identify the parts of a flower and its function. Write your answers in your activity notebook. Write the name of the part of the flower that corresponds to each number. Answer the following guide questions. Number 1. What are the parts of the reproductive plants? Number 2. What parts of the flower are involved in the reproduction of plants? Flowers are the reproductive part of the plant. They are not only involved in reproduction, but are also a source of food for other living organisms. They are a rich source of nectar. In different plants, the number of petals, sepals, stamens, and pistils can vary. The presence of these parts differentiates the flower into complete or incomplete flower. These are the two types of a flower. A complete flower is the one that consists of sepals, stamens, and pistil, while an incomplete flower lacks one or more parts of a flower. There are two different parts of a complete flower: the vegetative part and the reproductive part. The vegetative part of a complete flower consists of petal and sepal. Petal is a bright colored part that attracts bees, insects, and birds. Color of petals varies from plant to plant. Some are bright, while some are pale colored. Thus, petals help us to differentiate one flower from another. Sepal is the green-colored part beneath the petals to protect rising buds. The reproductive part of a flower consists of stamen, anther, filament, pistil, stigma, style, and ovary. Stamen is the male reproductive organ. It consists of two parts, namely anther and filaments. On the other hand, pistil is the innermost part and the female reproductive organ of a flower, which includes three parts: stigma, style, and ovary. Anther is a yellowish, soft-like structure involved in producing and storing the pollens. Filament is a slender, thread-like object which functions by supporting the anther. Stigma is the topmost part of the pistil. It collects pollen grains through its feathery and sticky part. It plays an important role in reproduction Style is the long tube-like slender stalk that connects stigma and the ovary. Ovary stores and protects the ovules. It is the part of the plant where the seed formation takes place. Ovule is the organ that forms the seeds of flowering plants. Receptacle is the thickened part at the bottom of the flower which holds its major organs. To apply what you have learned, using a gumamela flower, dissect it and paste the parts of the flower in your activity notebook. Label each part. To share your insights about the lesson, complete the following sentence prompts. I have learned that. I wish to ask my teacher about. To strengthen what you have learned, accomplish the additional task in your activity notebook. Write down 5 kinds of plants that are considered as complete flower. Let us assess what you have learned in this video lesson. Identify what is being described or asked in each item. Write the letter of the correct answer in your activity notebook. Number 1. What do you call a type of a flower that has sepals, stamens, and pistil? A. Complete flower. B. Vegetative flower. C. Incomplete flower. Or D. Reproductive flower. Number 2. Blank is a yellowish sac-like structure involved in producing and storing of pollens. A. Anther. B. Receptacle. C. Stamen. Or D. Style. Number 3. It is called the male reproductive organ of a flower. A. Sepal. B. Stamen. C. Stigma. Or D. Style. Number 4. Which of the following is included in the female reproductive organ? A. Anther. B. Filament. C. Petal. D. Ovary. Number 5. What is the function of anther? A. Supports the stigma. B. Collects pollen grains. C. Stores and protects the ovules. D. Produces and stores the pollens. Number 6. What part of the flower protects the rising bud? A. Anther. B. Petal. C. Sepal. Or D. Style. Number 7. Why do petals attract bees, insects, and birds? A. Because of its size. B. Because of its odor. C. Because of its structure. Or D. Because of its bright color. Number 8. A type of flower that lacks one or more parts of a flower. A. Complete flower. B. Vegetative flower. C. Incomplete flower. Or D. Reproductive flower. Number 9. Blank is a long tube-like slender stalk that connects the stigma and ovary. A. Anther. B. Filament. C. Style. Or D. Ovary. Number 10. Blank collects pollen grains and plays an important role in reproduction. A. Anther. B. Filament. C. Stigma. D. Style.
Congratulations, learners, for finishing the video lesson. I hope you enjoyed learning with me today. Remember, learning is fun with SCI-CONNECT.